You're listening to World of WWE, a WWE podcast. Hey guys, you're listening to World of WWE, a WWE podcast. I'm Ant.
I'm Carlos. What's up, guys?
And you're listening to WWE Friday Night SmackDown, February 5th, 2021 recap. We're on the road to WrestleMania. We know that Edge won the Men's Royal Rumble match. Bianca Belair won the females. And we're going to see what unfolds tonight on SmackDown. So let's dive right into it. So Roman Reigns comes down to the ring with Jey Uso and Paul Heyman. He brags about winning his match against Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble. Reigns says he has two issues with Edge winning the Royal Rumble match. Why are you wasting your time on Raw and NXT? He said that Edge should be begging him for a match. And how are you going to make the head of the table wait for an answer? He says that Edge needs to get down to the ring. Edge doesn't come down. So Reigns says, why are you playing games with me? And he tells Edge that he will give him his decision by the end of the night. So what did you think of that whole segment with Reigns calling out Edge?
So now I'm getting what you've been saying for a while now. Like, you said that Roman been starting off the show every week. I'm getting tired of that already. I'm getting tired of that. But one thing I did notice, Jey Uso's been gone for weeks now with like no explanation on why he was gone, and then he's coming back. That's good to see him back, you know. But,
yeah. What did you think of this promo though? Did you think that it was a good promo?
It was really good. I liked it a lot. He was intense. He looked like he was like really shooting from the hip.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. It's like he was like, "Why are you playing games with me?" And I took a screenshot of his face when he said that. I was freaking hilarious.
Carlos Boricua. With I like the nicknames. Anyways,
what's up?
No, I called you Carlos Boricua again, and I said I like the nicknames. So next up, speaking of Hispanic culture, Dominic Mysterio with his father Rey is taking on King Corbin. Before the match starts, Corbin attacks. He throws Rey Mysterio off the stage, and that was like, he just like flung him. It wasn't like a throw. He flung him off the stage. I was like, wow, there goes Rey flying like a bird.
I know. And I was surprised he didn't say Dominic.
Yeah, exactly. But actually, Dominic ended up getting the win after Rey rolled under the ring, held on to Corbin's leg, which allowed Dominic to 619 and a splash off the top rope for the win. Now, Dominic continues to lose week after week, and this is his first win against King Corbin. What are your thoughts on him winning with Rey's assistance?
I think this is his first win ever, actually.
Yeah. Really?
His first ever, actually. I mean, he did win. I remember when he fought Murphy, but like it was because Murphy said he couldn't like do it anymore. But his first actual win.
Yep.
That was pretty awesome.
I have a theory. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen now because it might be too soon, but I have a feeling we might see Rey versus Dominic down the line. I think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Rey actually said he needs, like, if they asked before if they were ever like, what would happen? Like, I'm not to get that kid the whooping. Go fast. That's what he said. And then Dominic's like, I'm gonna fight back.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. I said last week, King Corbin's starting to grow on me. I'm starting to like him, like little by little. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, Corbin's doing okay. He's good. But yeah,
he's just so arrogant. That's so neat. Like,
I like seeing Dominic win, and I do like seeing Dominic Mysterio because it always kind of makes me sit back and think, wow, that's like me in there because I was his age when I saw him in 2005. So, like, I always kind of root for him. But, so then we see Cesaro taking on Daniel Bryan, and you might have to tell me when this spot happens, but I noticed that Cesaro had a huge gash on the back of his head during the match. I don't know when it happened.
Me neither. I think it was when Daniel Bryan was doing his kicks.
God.
He actually grabbed in the head, like, really hard.
Jesus Christ.
When he does GS kicks?
Yeah, that had to be, like, crazy.
I think it was that. I think.
Well, he had...
Like, when Daniel hit that one, he just, like, stopped. He's like, oh, shit.
if that was a kick, he fucked him up because he had a gash in his head. Like, that was bad. We see Shinsuke Nakamura watching backstage. I thought it was a good match. Cesaro gets the win after a sharpshooter. What did you think of this match?
I think the first one was better. The first one that they had was better. But it was good to see them fighting. You know, Cesaro got the win again. I just hate how they're doing Danny Bryan like such a, like, you know, he's like losing all the time. I think it's Danny Bryan's choice though.
However, think about his spot last year where he was. I mean, he did have a good match with Drew Gulak, but like, you know, Sami Zayn and anyways. So we see Bianca Belair's family celebrating her win, which was really funny because they were very into it.
Yeah, the dad fell off the chair.
Yeah, he was like so excited. We then find out that Seth Rollins will debut again next week. He'll be returning. I know you're excited for that. I wonder who he's gonna feud with this time around. Then we have Bayley, Ding Dong Hello, taking on Ruby Riott with Liv Morgan, and Billie Kay is on commentary. Go ahead, Carlos.
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, sorry. So there was a really cool moment where Ruby hit a arm drag off the top rope. Billie Kay tried to use her foot to allow Riott to grab the rope, but she wasn't able to do that. It was unsuccessful, and Bayley hit the rose plant on Ruby Riott for the win. And then afterwards, I think Billie tried to give Bayley like a card or something, and Bayley was like, "I'm not having it" or something. So what did you think of this whole match?
It was okay. I don't feel like there was any points to that match. Just like trying to build like a little feud between Billie Kay and Riott Squad.
I love Billie Kay. I think she's so funny. But yeah, this match didn't really give much. I agree. We then come Bianca Belair comes out to the ring. She talks about Asuka, how she's the Empress all day, every day. She mentions her girl Sasha Banks. I found this quote really funny. She said, this line. She said, "She's a woman bounty hunter far, far away." A little reference to her in The Mandalorian, which is a Star Wars series on Disney Plus.
I don't really watch Star Wars, and I get it now.
Because Galaxy Far, Far Away is like their famous quote. So she was like, and she's a woman bounty hunter. Reginald comes down to the ring. He says that, and I actually thought of you. He says you can't beat Asuka, but not Sasha or Carmella. And I think you actually made a prediction where you said a couple weeks ago that you think that Reginald is gonna sort of support Sasha. That would be interesting.
Yeah. Because it's kind of like Carmella didn't look bad when he said that, because he probably knows how good Sasha is.
Well, I immediately thought of you because I remember you saying that you had a feeling that Reginald was gonna I don't know if you said turn on Carmella, but you did say that you felt like he was gonna support Sasha Banks, and he totally was during the segment. He really was. Carmella comes down and she says that she beat Sasha in her first match against her. And now she beat her twice, and she could do the same to Bianca. Sasha Banks comes down, and she tells Bianca Belair that she has her attention. You lasted nearly an hour. And then she laughs at Bianca Belair and says that she doesn't think Bianca is the best. She says, "You have it all, Bianca, but you don't got this." And she holds the title. Then Reginald says that Bianca Belair will lose, and then Bianca hits him with her ponytail to end this segment. So that was a good segment. I thought that was good. I don't know why Carmella is still in the title picture. She's lost every championship match she's had. I think that they need to just have Reginald because I have a feeling going into WrestleMania they're going to turn Sasha Banks heel. I just already have the feeling.
You think so?
Yeah.
He just turned face.
Sasha is such a great heel, and she's like a natural heel. And I think that
it's just, I don't think it would make sense because she literally just turned face a few months ago.
Well, I don't think they're necessarily gonna show signs. I think they're gonna drop hints. And what I mean by that is for example, Bianca Belair just won the Royal Rumble. She's crying. She's emotional. They want us fans to feel sorry for Bianca and to feel good for her. Sasha is not gonna, play. She's gonna go hard, and I think they're gonna make it look like Sasha is the bad guy because here's this girl crying and Sasha's going hard. So I think that's what's gonna end up happening. Bianca could. She could, but the thing is, you got to think Sasha has more to lose than Bianca, and you tend to root for the underdog. You know what I'm saying? Like Bianca, you know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be good no matter what. But Sasha and her, they just are both natural good shit talkers. That it's gonna be good. It's gonna be WrestleMania is gonna be good.
I'm really hoping they go with that match.
They're going to. I think they're going to because it
looks like they're kind of going for Asuka now.
I don't think so, man. I think they're gonna do. We'll talk about Asuka on Raw.
Or maybe Io.
Maybe. I don't think so, man. I really think if they don't do Sasha and Bianca, they're missing out on a really good opportunity that people would pay to see because they're like the same, and it's just like who would.
Yeah, it'll be pure magic.
Yeah. Yeah,
Even though Bianca's like more of a big girl, stronger, and then Sasha's like more of a kind of like that, like luchador wrestling style, kind of. And then you see Bianca, she's like the strong, like Beth Phoenix.
They're going to tear it down if they fight, and I really hope they do, but we'll see what happens. We then see the SmackDown Tag Team Championships on the line. The champions Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler taking on Alpha Academy. Ziggler and Roode get the win after a glorious DDT. I really didn't pay much attention to this one. What did you think?
Oh, wait. Sorry about
that. Carlos obviously didn't care about that one either. No. Alpha Academy against Ziggler and Robert Roode.
Yeah, no comment.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool to find them defend their tag team title, but
really nothing. But before we go about the main event and the final segment, I do have some things to let you guys know. So if you follow us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, hit the like, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. We now have 125 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you for subscribing. There is a YouTube video that was posted. It is a video that I took from NXT 25. I was able to create a video of entrances and some moments of the matches live, so you get that live footage. It's really cool to see it from that perspective, so definitely check that out. You could also find NXT recaps, SmackDown recaps, Raw recaps, pay-per-view recaps, everything else on YouTube. Also, you could stream us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, CastBox, Anchor, pretty much everywhere. We're on Instagram, world.of.WWE, Facebook, World of WWE. Also, some shows coming down the line for February. On February 25th, we are going to, well, actually not 25th, February 23rd, we're going to be releasing Ladies of the Ring Episode 2 with the Glamazon Beth Phoenix being featured. We're going to be talking her career, our favorite matches that she's been involved in, and much more about Beth. Also dropping soon on YouTube will be the greatest Elimination Chamber matches of all times. I'm going to be making a list of our favorite Elimination Chamber matches. We'll have our Elimination Chamber prediction show coming out next week. And also on, I think Tuesday, we will be covering NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. So a lot going on the next couple of weeks and for the end of the month of February. A lot to say, Carlos, but I'm very excited. Beth Phoenix is going to be a lot of fun. And this is going to be Carlos's first takeover. Well, I don't think it's your first takeover, but one of your first watching it live in a long time, right?
Yeah. I mean, I watched takeover where Keith Lee defended against Kevin Cross. That's the last one that I watched.
Yep. Okay. So this is gonna be a good one. We're gonna have a good takeover. So definitely tune in for sure. Remember YouTube, subscribe. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you can stream us. And yeah, we will see you guys soon. And thank you for listening. And we are now about to end our show with 2 more moments. We have the Intercontinental title match. It's a 3-way. The champion Big E defending against Sami Zayn and Apollo Crews. Let me go over some moments that I took note of. Apollo Crews hit 3 German suplexes to Big E, which I thought was very crazy because E is a big dude, and that's just powerful. Apollo Crews did a really cool flying high-risk move. He hit a moonsault on the ground to Big E. Big E hit a splash to both Sami Zayn and Apollo Crews at the same time. Big E hit a splash to Sami Zayn on the apron. Apollo Crews hit a huge frog splash, but Sami Zayn kicked out. Sami Zayn hit a hell of a kick to E. Apollo Crews press slammed Sami Zayn over the guardrail into the timekeeper area. That was a huge press slam. Big E got the win with a big ending for the win. I thought that was a great match, and I feel like Apollo Crews looked the best he's ever looked. And in that match, I think he was the shining star. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you 100%. Apollo did really good. He's getting closer and closer and closer to winning that IC championship. But I'm glad that he's still champion. It was cool to see him actually defending. Yeah, the match is really good.
Yeah, I thought it was a great match. I think that, and this is no offense to Sami Zayn, we need the old Sami Zayn back from NXT. Send him to NXT. Do something different with him because his character is like annoying.
Give him a haircut.
Yeah, and it's not his fault. His character is annoying. And I think that it would have been much better, although it was an amazing match. I think it would have been much better if it was Big E and Apollo Crews, and I think that's what we're going to see at WrestleMania, but we'll see. We are on our last segment. Edge comes down to the ring. He says that for 7 months, he's dreamed about coming home and dreamed about this moment, which I kind of liked because for me, growing up, SmackDown was the home of Edge because Edge was on it the most of the time growing up. So Roman Reigns comes down and Edge says that you're bringing backup and I didn't come alone. Reigns says that without his blessing, Paul won't make a move on you. Edge says, I have a space in your head, and tells Uso to leave. And then Roman Reigns tells Uso to leave. He's got this. Jey Uso leaves, and then Roman Reigns tells Edge to acknowledge him as his champion of choice and to say his name. He keeps saying, say my name. Well, before he can say his name, Owen shows up and hits Roman Reigns with a stunner, and the night ends. So we still don't know who Edge will be fighting at Royal Rumble. There is an action before we go over the match. There was a tweet that was published where a fan said something to Edge along the lines of like, "This is getting boring. We definitely know who you're going to challenge." And Edge replied, "Yeah, it's so obvious I'm going to challenge Walter." And I started cracking up because like Walter is the NXT UK champion, and he was just making it.
He's still the NXT UK champion?
Yeah, Walter has been champion for a long ass time.
Is he like really good?
Yes. Watch Undisputed Era against Imperium. I've been telling you to watch that match since like the beginning of like our freaking friendship and partnership with this because
let me watch Undisputed Era versus Imperium.
I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
And then if you don't watch that one, you could also watch Walter versus Pete Dunne. That's another good one.
Walter versus Seth Rollins.
Oh, that would be freaking crazy, but
no, I still don't. It happened.
Oh, it did happen?
And on the Monday Night Raw, but it was on, I don't think it was that good though. I don't remember, but I know it happened on Raw.
Well, but back to SmackDown. What did you think of Edge not revealing his choice in the return of Kevin Owens?
It's smart, it's a smart move. But I'm like waiting, like, come on, it's the thing we're gonna fix already.
Yeah.
But I don't really understand why Kevin Owens keeps coming out to freaking he's gonna get his ass beat.
I gotta tell you something about WWE. So back in the day, like I could think of like No Way Out 2000. That was the pay-per-view that was every February before Elimination Chamber came out. And basically what WWE would do is, because they still would wait till like March or April for WrestleMania. So they had they would do like a pay-per-view in January and February. March, they wouldn't do a pay-per-view unless it was WrestleMania. And then like April 1st or the 2nd was a WrestleMania. And what they would do is like in February, the storyline would be completely different. I feel like the problem with this is they have too many pay-per-views and they do them like too many of the same matches. So like by the time you get to WrestleMania, you don't care. So you have Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, Fastlane, WrestleMania. Like, can we just fucking have Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, call it a day for a month, and then do WrestleMania? There's no more build up. It's like that pay-per-view. Like, give us a break. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I agree. I do think that we need to find out who it's going to be, but I feel like we're not going to find out until like the end of March.
That's probably why Edge is waiting, because he doesn't even know who's going to be champion. Like, what if he does Roman Reigns now, and then Roman loses the title, and then he, like, you know?
Well, I just wonder who's going to be his challenger again, because normally in a last man standing match, the loser, like, yeah, like I wonder who he's gonna fight, because Kevin Owens, I mean, I do think he would be a good challenger, but like normally in a last man standing match, once that person loses, like that's kind of it. That's the end of the rivalry. So I was surprised.
Maybe they do a Elimination Chamber match.
Could be. They could do that.
Maybe, I
don't know. But yeah, so I thought aside from that, though, this was a really good SmackDown. I think we're on the road to WrestleMania. There were some moments that got me excited. Now, I really wasn't excited to see Edge versus Roman Reigns, and I still am not. But if they do the storyline well, I will watch it. But
I really want to see Finn Balor versus.
Oh yeah, that would be good. That would be good. I think down the line they'll do that. I don't know if they'll necessarily do that at WrestleMania, but I did hear, and I know you talked about this too, that they're talking about potentially doing an NXT title match at WrestleMania, although it might not involve Edge.
Or like any main roster superstar, like just a regular NXT person versus an NXT person. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So that was SmackDown. I thought it was a good show. Really not a lot of stuff going on. There are some hints. We know that Bianca Belair is sort of eyeing the SmackDown Women's Championship. It looks as if Edge and Roman Reigns are probably going to fight. I feel like with SmackDown, there's more like motion. There's more like change. Whereas Raw is just like the same thing for like every single week. There's no movement. It's like, okay, we're now getting to Elimination Chamber. We only have 2 weeks to go. That was something I was surprised about. There's only, so after this Sunday, it's next Sunday, the pay-per-view. Not this Sunday, next Sunday, Elimination Chamber. There's like, what, 2 matches that have been announced? So that's the only thing about this pay-per-view. What are the matches? I know the Elimination Chamber. I know.
It's Lacey Evans versus Asuka.
Yep.
And Bobby Lashley versus Riddle versus
they made that. That would be a good match. That would be a good triple threat match. That would be good. Keith Lee, Riddle, and
Riddle. Yeah, it's gonna be that one. Hopefully, is good.
Yeah.
I haven't really read to talk about Bobby Lashley when we do, but you know, we'll get to that.
I'm surprised though that they really haven't announced any matches for SmackDown yet for Elimination Chamber, but we'll see this.
We'll probably get to that on Friday.
Yep, we'll see this upcoming Friday. So again, thank you guys for checking us out. Remember, you can listen to us on YouTube, World of WWE, a WWE podcast. You can listen to us on your whatever streaming platform you like to use. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, all those cool streaming sites. You can give us a 5-star rating. You could comment, whatever you like to do. YouTube, check us out, World of WWE. Check us out everywhere. Carlos, do you have any parting words or anything you'd like to say?
Not everything. Have a good one, guys. Make sure to check me out on Instagram. I'm about WWE 2020. And yeah.
That's right. Definitely check out Carlos on Instagram and keep on subscribing to YouTube. Tell your friends. Earlier today, I started out with like 103, and I said, watch, by the end of the night, we're going to have 125, and we do. We have 125. So keep on subscribing. We appreciate it. So have a good, safe week, and we will see you next week with our Friday Night SmackDown recap. Bye.
Bye-bye. See you guys.